And welcome in, Irish Nation, to the Golden Dawn here with Ursuline Jr. defensive back Todd White. Todd, thanks for joining me. You guys had a pretty impressive win last week against Cheney, Steel Valley Conference game. You had a pick in that game, so I'm sure that was pretty cool for you, especially in a rivalry kind of game.
Yeah.
Uh, how did you guys get it done? I mean, obviously you guys played a really good game in all facets, but just tell me more about it.
I mean, it's really just a team effort, you know. We go in practice every day, practice hard, build chemistry with the team. Like coaches really motivate us to practice very hard. Like it's like very important that we have very good practices throughout the week.
Right, and of course you can't play good if you don't practice
Right.
good. I'm sure you've heard that a million times, so it's
Yeah.
kind of getting old of me saying it.
Right.
But you guys, Cheney's a very, like we talked about it last week when I was talking to coaching the players, but they're a very fast, athletic team. They can make you pay if you don't be assignment sound, and you guys only get, one score?
Yeah.
And, I mean, that was just an impressive overall game. Your offense was clicking, your defense was. What was the defense doing so well that allowed you to kind of just dominate and dictate that whole game?
I mean, just staying assignment sound, you know, just staying responsible for their jobs and stuff like that. Nobody worrying about somebody else's job, just staying assignment sound, just making plays.
And so for you with that interception, what would you kind of see on that play? I mean, that was a nice pick.
Yeah, I mean, so before the play, the corner D will he talked to me. He was like, he was right next to their coach, so he talked to me. He was like, Todd is coming this way.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I just got to keep my eyes open this way, take my drop, and I was just thrown right to me.
Right, and that stadium's a lot in the open, so it doesn't condense the sound, so you can hear what's right next
Right.
to you. It's not all loud. And of course, the big topic this week is Cardinal Mooney,
Yeah.
and I mean I don't have to say how big that game is. Everyone knows. And we're at the Golden Dawn Restaurant, Big Ursuline Place, and you guys are taking on the rivals. They're struggling record-wise, but they obviously play a tough schedule, so that doesn't necessarily show what their team is in terms of their skill and what they have on the field. What have you seen from Mooney, and what do you guys think you need to do to get that win come Friday night in that Holy War?
Right. I mean, I've seen talent that's just not completely put together yet. You know, a lot of inconsistency from their team. So the coach talked to us about all week, and I feel like only thing we have to do really to beat them is just be ourselves, play to our best of our ability, and we can beat them.
Right, and you guys got that win last year, which it wasn't a blowout, but you guys certainly handled them. And what do you think you need to do to make sure, okay, there's no doubt at all in that game on Friday night?
Like I said at the beginning, just practice really hard. Practice, just do what the coaches tell us, and we can do it.
Right, so focus on you for a bit. So how did you get started playing football? What kind of got you going on that?
My father, honestly, he started out going to games, recording like pee wee games and stuff like that. And following year, he just, you know, he talked to me into playing, and ever since then, I've been under him playing, and I just stuck with it ever
So
since.
how old were you when you started playing?
I want to say 9 or 10.
And then you just kept going. And what made you like, okay, this football is like something I always want to do till, through high school and whatnot?
I've seen many really good players playing, and
Who's the
one
best player you've seen in person?
best player in person, Mike Vick.
Okay,
Yeah, I've
that
actually met
that's a
him.
that's a
Yeah,
name. Yeah, Mike.
I've actually met him. Yeah,
Good little nugget to know there. Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, go ahead with what you're saying. Yeah,
So yeah, what was I saying? I'm sorry.
about no,
Yeah.
about like what kind of got you started with football and just
Oh
kind of
yeah,
how you're
so
just.
what kept me pushing to keep playing was I seen multiple great players playing. Like I played against multiple very good players and stuff like that. And at the beginning, I really wasn't that good. So and then the next year, I like took in like really like I took it in like and actually really worked and got better. So it just made me
Right.
just keep pushing and be better.
And so when you're out there, I'm sure you have a favorite player. Who do you feel like you kind of model your game after? You kind of look up to?
Like from like
Anyway,
anywhere.
it could be anyone from a JV football player to a NFL player, right? It
Yeah.
could be anyone.
I mean, I would say my favorite player would be Jamar Chase, but if I would say somebody that I would model my game after, I'm a defensive player, so I would probably go with like a Steve Atwater. Like I just like
That's a
tackling. Yeah,
throwback. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I've heard some throwbacks. Like I think it was I don't know John who threw a good throwback at me. And I was like, wow. I was like this. I mean, much older than not just you but me. And I'm like, that's like our parents probably watched them
yeah,
play. And so shifting back to the game and going in against what does it mean? Because obviously it is just another game because you got to play this. You got to lace up your shoes the same way, all that
right.
crap. But at the end of the day, it means a little more just because everyone knows what the expectation is. You got to beat Mooney, and you haven't lost to them in a number of years. I'm not going to try thinking back how many years it's been. But what's it mean?
I mean, it means a lot to be able to play in this rivalry. especially. It's a really great rivalry. History shows it, and going in and getting a win to make it our seventh in a row would be like pretty amazing.
Right now, of course, I'm sure you
Six.
guys are just looking forward to this game, but obviously playoffs are coming up. And how important is it for you guys to not only be playing well going like into the playoff, but like it's the last few weeks where it's like, okay, we got to be peaking at the right time.
So yeah, it's important for us to gain a lot of momentum into the playoffs. Like we have a very tough division. We played in last year. We fell pretty short.
Right.
But this, I feel like momentum going to the playoffs is very key for us. You know, depth is really great on our side for our team, and I feel like all of our players are ready for that.
Right now, what's your message to Irish fans to come out to Stanbaugh Stadium and support you guys for the Holy War?
Um, just come out, show out, give us a great crowd, and let's beat Mooney.
And they'll try to do that on Friday at Stanbaugh Stadium. We'll have the game on YSN Live at 7 p.m. kickoff, and we'll see you there. Todd White, Ursuline Jr. defensive back here at the Golden Dawn Restaurant. Thanks for joining me. I'm Tim Corso, and have a great night.